So, have you ever felt just completely swamped by information? You know that feeling.
Oh, absolutely. Like articles piling up, maybe research papers blurring together, notes all over the place.
Exactly. And all you really want is that clear, distilled understanding.
You're looking for those crisp, insightful aha moments,
Yep.
right? The ones that make complex ideas just suddenly click.
Yeah, that help you cut through all the noise and really grasp what actually matters.
Well, if that sounds familiar to you, you've absolutely landed in the right spot.
Definitely.
Because that's precisely the void we aim to fill here with the deep dive. Our mission, really, is to take your diverse stack of sources. Could be academic articles, research, even your own personal notes, maybe reflections,
Right.
and meticulously extract the most vital nuggets of knowledge, the core insights.
So distilling it all down.
Exactly. We distill them, clarify them, and then try to present them in a way that's custom tailored for you, our listener. Think of it as your ultimate shortcut to becoming genuinely well-informed.
But without that overwhelming feeling, that information overload.
Precisely. Turning complex data into, well, accessible wisdom. That's the goal.
And today, we are embarking on a deep dive into a truly compelling and, I think, incredibly relevant topic, growing strong, what we can learn from heroes and good friends.
It's a fantastic theme, and what makes this one so fascinating is the sheer breadth of the sources we're looking at.
Yeah, the range is pretty amazing. We're drawing wisdom from, profound philosophical reflections of ancient minds like Confucius and Leo Tolstoy,
Giants of thought, absolutely.
and then moving through the practical, powerful insights from modern martial arts masters like Bruce Lee.
Who is as much a philosopher as a fighter, really.
Totally. And even pulling in contemporary voices known for their, let's say, resilience and unfiltered honesty. People like David Goggins and Jordan Peterson.
It's a remarkable collection. It really offers both these timeless principles and some very timely applications for today.
It truly is a rich tapestry, isn't it? You've got philosophical insights on, like, the pursuit of self-perfection.
And then very practical advice for cultivating truly meaningful conversations.
Which is so key.
And even some candid reflections on the fundamental nature of human behavior, both the constructive sides and, well, the destructive ones too.
Right.
And what really stands out in this material and what we'll explore today is how these seemingly disparate sources, from different eras, different disciplines,
Yeah, totally different contexts.
they all seem to converge on these timeless, universal principles. Principles of personal growth, inner strength, and crucially, the cultivation of authentic human connection.
It really speaks to some enduring truths about living a well-lived life.
It does. It's quite powerful when you see it laid out like that.
So our ultimate mission for you in this deep dive is pretty clear. We want you to walk away not just feeling informed, having more facts.
Right. It's more than just information.
Exactly. We want you to feel genuinely more equipped to navigate life's inevitable challenges.
Because they will come.
Oh, they will. And more equipped to confidently pursue your deepest potential, and maybe most crucially, to foster richer, more resilient connections with the people who matter most in your life.
So we're going to unpack some pretty profound wisdom, but also some practical strategies you can actually start applying, maybe even today.
Sounds great. Okay, let's dive into this.
Let's do it.
We're going to begin with an idea that maybe on the surface might seem a little uncomfortable, perhaps even counterintuitive.
Often the best ones are.
Right. But it's absolutely foundational, I think, to understanding genuine personal growth. And this concept comes from the brilliant writer Stephen Pressfield.
Ah, Pressfield. He has such an incredible knack for dissecting what truly makes a story, and by extension, a life impactful and memorable.
He really does. And he brings this unique lens to the often discussed hero's journey.
Right. The core insight here is Pressfield's observation about that journey. We often romanticize it, don't we? We picture this triumphant arc of overcoming obstacles.
The standard Hollywood version, maybe?
Kind of, yeah. But Pressfield zeroes in on the kind of journey that truly resonates deep down. He points out that the most compelling stories, and indeed the lives that truly teach us something lasting, aren't about ease or comfort.
Okay, so not the smooth path.
Definitely not. In fact, he argues that what we don't want, what actually falls short of the profound potential of this whole archetype, is what he cleverly terms the hero's journey light.
Hero's journey light. I love that distinction. It immediately makes you think of something, well, watered down, right?
Exactly.
Like a story where the hero gets a lucky break, maybe faces minimal resistance, achieves victory without really being tested. It sounds kind of bland, forgettable.
That's precisely it. It's superficial because it lacks the crucible, right? The transformative fire that makes a story or a life truly meaningful.
The struggle.
The struggle, yes. What we truly seek, he suggests, maybe even subconsciously, is the adult portion, the full catastrophe.
The full catastrophe. Wow. Why is that so vital?
Because, as he puts it so well, the full catastrophe sticks. It basically tattoos itself not just on our brain as the audience watching or reading, but crucially on the hero's own psyche. It ensures those hard-won lessons are never, ever forgotten.
So it's the intensity, the agony maybe, that forges the real understanding.
Exactly. That forges resilience, wisdom. This isn't just about surviving the thing. It's about being fundamentally remade by the trial itself.
Okay, so it's not about trying to find a way around hardship, but actually embracing it as the very thing that imprints the deepest lessons in growth.
Right.
And this leads to another, maybe counterintuitive point Pressfield makes, something every fiction writer kind of knows instinctively.
Yeah.
The more agony you put your protagonist through, the more deeply the audience connects.
Right.
And even in a strange way, kind of loves it. Now that sounds a bit dark, doesn't it? Almost sadistic.
It does sound a bit like that on the surface, and it raises that important question. Why do we cheer for them, while at the same time, in our entertainment, we sort of want to witness their suffering?
Right. It feels contradictory.
But it's not malice, not at all. It's a recognition, maybe a deep-seated intuition, that genuine suffering, when it's survived, leads to profound growth, clarity, strength.
So we know deep down that struggle is necessary for transformation.
I think so. We know in our guts, from our own lives maybe, or observing others, that the more a hero suffers, or the more we suffer and overcome in real life, the deeper those lessons sink in. This experience, when faced and ultimately overcome, fundamentally makes them and us better, more capable, more truly alive, in a way.
It's like a vicarious experience of what they call post-traumatic growth.
That's a great way to put it.
That makes so much sense. It's like we see a reflection of our own potential struggles in their journey, and we crave witnessing the triumph, the transformation, because of the struggle.
Exactly. We intuitively understand that the easy path rarely leads to true wisdom or lasting strength.
Think about something really simple, like learning to ride a bike. Nobody ever truly learned to ride by being carried around on it, right?
Yeah.
You don't remember the smooth, effortless moments.
No, you remember falling off.
You remember the scraped knees, the waddly attempts, the frustration, maybe feeling like you'll never get it, almost giving up, and in that incredible moment of balance, finally clicking into place.
Precisely. Those initial falls, those struggles, that raw experience of discomfort, even failure. That's what makes the eventual mastery so incredibly impactful and memorable.
Right. If you were just carried, there'd be no sense of accomplishment, no deep lesson learned in your bones, so to speak.
None at all. So the concept of the full catastrophe becomes maybe less intimidating when you view it through that lens. It's not about passively enduring pain.
No.
It's about actively engaging with the struggles, because they are precisely where the most significant, the most indelible learning occurs. It's where you build that mental fortitude, that resilience, that unshakable belief in your own ability to persevere.
And here's the really crucial part, the proviso, the absolute non-negotiable condition that Pressfield highlights. And it's powerful, he says. We have to survive the journey.
Ah, yes, that's key.
This isn't about being crushed by the challenge. It's not about martyrdom.
No, it's about navigating the storm with intention, with agency, and emerging stronger on the other side.
So the growth comes from the active process of overcoming, of pushing through, finding your footing again. It implies you have a role to play, not just being a victim of circumstances.
Absolutely. The full catastrophe only yields its profound fruit if we possess the resilience, the internal resources, the grit, maybe, to see it through, to learn from it, and to integrate those lessons deep into our being.
Which leads us perfectly, actually, into the next core principle from our sources. This idea of pursuing self-perfection and the transformative power of setting almost, well, unfathomable goals.
Yes, this is where the internal hero's journey really starts to take shape.
And this brings us to the profound and deeply spiritual insights of Leo Tolstoy's Calendar of Wisdom.
A fascinating work.
Tolstoy, through his own deep reflection on human existence, on morality, offers this really inspiring thought. When one genuinely understands what he calls life's law,
Okay.
they manifest the part of God which lives inside him. It's such a poetic and powerful idea. It points to something inherent, universal within each of us.
And what stands out there, I think, is that Tolstoy isn't really talking about external achievements or material prosperity in the usual sense.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
He's pointing to a profound internal journey, a spiritual one, of aligning oneself with universal principles, with what he sees as a divine order or truth.
So tapping into some innate wisdom, a moral compass.
Exactly. Or a higher purpose that guides you towards your highest potential.
Yeah.
It's the journey of becoming fully and authentically yourself, realizing this kind of blueprint for goodness that he believes is inside us.
And he's definitely not alone in thinking like this. Confucius, centuries before Tolstoy, had a very similar, equally powerful view on the importance of self-perfection.
Right, the connection is strong there.
Our sources highlight his teaching that every man, from the king to the poorest pauper, should seek his own perfection, because only self-perfection improves mankind.
I just love the democratic nature of that. It's not just for the elite or the powerful.
No, it's for everyone. A universal mandate, really. A responsibility for everyone, regardless of their station in life.
It truly is. And this raises an important question for us to think about. How does individual growth actually contribute to collective betterment?
Yeah. How does my working on myself help, society?
Confucius understood profoundly that personal growth isn't selfish. It's not mere indulgence. It's actually foundational for societal progress, for human flourishing.
How so?
Well, when each person strives to understand themselves better, to cultivate virtue, to improve their character, it creates this powerful ripple effect.
Okay.
Individual integrity translates into stronger families, more cohesive communities, and ultimately a more just and harmonious society. It's a really compelling argument for individual responsibility being the cornerstone of collective well-being.
So a person working on themselves is less likely to cause harm, more likely to contribute positively.
Basically, yes. And connecting this back to Pressfield's full catastrophe,
Sorry.
isn't seeking this kind of profound self-perfection often about facing incredibly difficult truths about ourselves?
Oh, for sure. It involves painful internal growth, confronting our own biases, our weaknesses, our limitations.
Exactly. Those moments of self-confrontation, they feel like personal, full catastrophes, don't they?
They really do. It's certainly not a smooth, easy path to perfection.
Not at all. In fact, the path to self-perfection often demands confronting our deepest imperfections, our ingrained habits, our most comfortable limitations.
Things we don't want to look at.
Precisely. Those moments of self-confrontation, the agony maybe of letting go of an ego-driven belief or struggling to overcome a deeply ingrained self-sabotaging habit, they are indeed personal full catastrophes.
Yeah.
They're agonizing precisely because they challenge our identity, our comfort zones, but they are also exactly where true transformation occurs.
So the discomfort signals growth.
Yes, it's the breaking of old molds to forge something stronger, something more aligned with our higher selves, perhaps.
And speaking of striving, Confucius also had some incredibly potent wisdom about setting goals, specifically how critical it is to aim high.
Yes, this is powerful stuff.
He said, in the long run, people achieve only that which they have set as goals for themselves. Therefore, set the highest possible goals for yourself.
It's so clear, almost blunt, isn't it? But incredibly empowering.
Yeah, it leaves no room for hesitation. Just aim high.
And what's truly significant here is the implication that our potential is often directly tied to the scope of our ambition, the ceiling we place on ourselves.
So if we aim low,
We hit low. Setting truly ambitious, even seemingly unfathomable goals acts as a powerful propeller. It demands continuous effort, it forces us to innovate, to stretch,
right,
and it unlocks greater potential within us than we might have initially imagined possible.
it stands in stark contrast to just settling for mediocrity or letting, past failures define our limits.
Absolutely. If you set a low bar, sure, you'll clear it easily, but you'll never truly know what you were capable of. So many people undersell themselves right from the start.
Not because they lack ability, maybe, but lack that audacious vision.
Exactly. This isn't just about wishing. It's about committing to a higher standard that literally pulls you forward.
It really makes you pause and think about how many of us might unknowingly limit our own horizons right from the outset.
It does.
And then Tolstoy introduces another fascinating and often painful conflict, this inherent tension between material prosperity and moral goodness.
Ah, the age-old dilemma.
Right. He observes the fulfillment of the law of goodness has nothing in common with everyday material prosperity. Sometimes material prosperity and moral goodness clash in conflict,
Mhm.
choosing between what feels good or easy and what feels right.
And this raises that timeless question that echoes through history and, countless individual lives. What happens when these two fundamental drivers to the pursuit of comfort, wealth, easy living, and the unwavering adherence to moral principles, ethical conduct, what happens when they come into direct opposition?
What do you choose?
And Tolstoy's insight here is crucial and profound, he says. These sufferings lead to the highest elevation of spirit.
Wow. So suffering for the right reasons elevates you.
He suggests that when we consciously choose to sacrifice comfort or endure hardship, maybe criticism, even financial loss, for the sake of our moral principles, it doesn't diminish us.
No.
Instead, it can lead to a profound spiritual and personal elevation, a strengthening of character that material gains simply cannot provide.
It's another powerful echo of that full catastrophe theme, isn't it?
It really is.
The idea that suffering, when endured for a higher purpose, for something genuinely good, can actually be this powerful catalyst for immense inner strength and growth.
It's about consistently choosing the harder right over the easier wrong, maybe.
And discovering immense, incomparable value in that choice, even if it comes with significant material or social cost.
That kind of choice, he suggests, forges the soul.
Now, all this talk of internal battles and striving for perfection makes me think about those invisible barriers we sometimes construct around ourselves, those walls we build without even realizing they're there.
The self-imposed limits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the legendary martial artist and philosopher Bruce Lee had a profound insight into this.
Oh, yes.
He said, if you always put limits on everything you do, physical or anything else, it will spread into your work and into your life. There are no limits, there are only plateaus, and you must not stay there, you must go beyond them.
God, that resonates so deeply. He so accurately identifies these self-imposed boundaries.
Felicity.
We often create these invisible walls with negative self-talk, with limiting beliefs that just become deeply ingrained.
Like what?
Oh, phrases like, I'm not good at math, or I can't draw, or I'm too old for that, I'm not articulate enough.
Right, we hear those all the time. Maybe say them ourselves.
And these statements, often made before we even truly try, prevent us from even attempting growth. They become self-fulfilling prophecies.
Not because of actual limitations, but because we stopped ourselves at the starting line.
Exactly. We convinced ourselves of this immutable ceiling that wasn't really there.
And he paints such a vivid, relatable picture with that mountain analogy.
It plateaus.
You're
Right.
climbing, putting in the effort, making progress, and then you reach a flat place, a plateau.
Feels like you've stalled.
Yeah, it feels like you're not getting any higher. The ascent seems to have stopped. But that doesn't mean the journey is over or that you've hit your ultimate limit.
No, it's a test.
It's a test of perseverance, of vision, of belief. You have to actively decide to push beyond those flat places, find a new path upward.
To reach that truly amazing view at the top.
Right. The plateau isn't the limit. It's just a temporary pause, an invitation maybe to find new ways to climb.
Precisely. And this idea of pushing beyond plateaus connects directly to external obstacles, too, particularly those presented by critics or haters.
Ah, yes, the external challenges.
David Goggins, a modern voice known for his extreme discipline, mental toughness, unapologetic self-reliance.
Definitely unfiltered.
He offers a blunt but incredibly insightful observation that I think many people can relate to. You will never in life meet a hater doing better than you.
Oof. Okay, that gets right to the chase, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's a tough truth, maybe, but when you actually consider it, it makes a lot of practical sense. It's almost a relief to hear it stated so directly.
And what's profound here, I think, is the insight that external criticism, particularly that kind of negativity or hating that comes from others, it often reveals far more about the critic's own stagnation than it does about your potential or your capabilities.
This is more about them than about you.
Often, yes, people who are stuck on their own plateaus, maybe unwilling or unable to push themselves, might resent seeing others who continue to climb and strive for more.
Interesting. So their negativity is kind of a projection.
It could be a projection of their own unfulfilled potential, maybe their own fears or just their own frustrations. It's a powerful reminder not to internalize the limitations or the envy others might try to place on you.
Their words are often like a mirror, reflecting their own inner state.
Well put, yes.
And it links perfectly to another powerful idea found across our sources, a truly transformative mindset. Failure is success if we learn from it.
Absolutely crucial.
Because if you're out there actively trying to push beyond your perceived plateaus, like Bruce Lee said,
You will stumble.
inevitably, you're going to face setbacks, make mistakes, encounter situations that don't go as planned.
Whether those are self-imposed missteps or, externally criticized attempts,
Right.
every stumble is not an end. It's a valuable opportunity for learning, for adaptation. It's not a verdict on your capability.
No.
It's simply feedback on your approach. Data.
Data. I like that. Now, all this talk of individual growth, overcoming challenges, striving for self-perfection, it might make it sound like a solitary, lonely journey.
It could seem that way.
But as our sources clearly show, that's almost never the case, is it?
Rarely, if ever.
While individual growth is absolutely key, it very rarely happens in total isolation. Good friends, strong mentors, supportive relationships, they aren't just nice to have.
No, they're crucial. Absolutely crucial, especially when you're facing life's full catastrophes, as Pressfield calls them.
No hero truly completes their journey alone.
Eagles never. And what's truly powerful here is how practical advice for human connection is woven right into this larger theme of personal development and resilience.
Okay.
Our sources lay out 10 actionable ways to have a truly great conversation. And these aren't just polite social graces.
Not just etiquette.
No, they're essential skills for building the kind of strong, meaningful, trustworthy connections that can genuinely see you through life's most difficult times.
So these are foundational for building your support network, your personal fellowship of the ring, maybe.
Exactly. Your fellowship. These skills help you build it.
Okay, let's dive into these 10 ways. Rule number 1. Sounds foundational for any genuine connection. Be present.
That's cornerstone, really.
And this isn't just about being physically in the same room, is it?
Not at all. It's about cultivating single task focus, being 100% mentally and emotionally invested, genuinely interested in the other person.
Okay.
As the source powerfully puts it, keep your mouth shut as often as possible, keep your mind opened, and expect to be amazed.
Wow. That's a profound invitation to truly listen, isn't it?
Gosh.
Be open to discovery and make the other person feel truly seen and valued.
Absolutely. Without presence, conversation is just,
Yeah.
well, two monologues happening near each other.
Right. Okay. Rule 2 flows directly from that. Assume you have something to learn.
This highlights that essential humility required for any meaningful exchange.
Setting aside your ego a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Consciously setting aside your preconceived opinions, your biases, recognizing that everybody is an expert in something.
Even if it's just their own unique life experience.
Yeah. Precisely. They have something valuable to share. This is the antidote to pontification, the urge to always be right.
Yeah.
And it fosters a genuine spirit of inquiry that allows for mutual discovery, not just debate.
And that leads right into number 3, a simple but incredibly effective technique. Use open-ended questions.
So fundamental, but yeah, its power is often underestimated.
Instead of asking questions that invite just a simple yes or no, like, did you have a good day?
Which often just gets a, yeah, fine.
Right. Ask something like, what was the most surprising thing that happened today? Or how did that situation make you feel?
Using those who, what, when, where, how, why questions, they invite deeper explanation. They let the other person tell their story in their own words.
Because they're the expert on their experience.
Exactly. It opens up avenues for real connection and understanding, not just surface-level chat.
Okay, rule number 4 is about managing our own internal landscape. Go with the flow.
This one can be tricky.
Yeah. How so?
Well, in conversation, random thoughts, tangents, maybe even internal criticisms or judgments will inevitably pop into your head.
Oh, constantly.
The key is to acknowledge them. Let them come, and then let them go without grasping onto them and making them the topic of the conversation. Don't derail things with your random thought about what you need from the grocery store.
Right. Stay focused on the other person.
It reinforces that genuine conversation is fundamentally about listening with curiosity, not just waiting impatiently for your turn to speak or formulating your next brilliant point while they're still talking.
Guilty as charged sometimes.
Okay.
Number 5 is one of my absolute favorites. The source even calls this the magic of humility.
Which one is that?
If you don't know, say that you don't know.
Ah, yes. Powerful.
In a world that often seems to reward pretending to know everything, admitting ignorance is such a grown-up, powerful, and frankly disarming act.
It takes courage, but yeah, it pays huge dividends.
So why is admitting ignorance so potent? What's the magic there?
Well, what's fascinating is a couple of things. Firstly, it instantly clears a mental space for learning. The source uses this beautiful analogy, like
Yeah.
clearing a cluttered desk so you have room to spread out a new puzzle. If your mind is already pretending to know everything, there's literally no room for new information or different
You
perspectives.
sense you're closed off?
Right. And secondly, and this is crucial, this honesty builds profound credibility and trust with others.
How so?
Because people know that when you do say you know something, you genuinely mean it. You're not just bluffing. Imagine a scenario like in a business meeting.
Okay.
Someone admits, I'm not entirely sure about that particular market trend. What's your take on it?
Instead of trying to fake it.
Exactly. This disarms potential critics, it invites collaboration, and it often leads to a far more robust solution than if someone had just bluffly pretended to have all the answers. It fosters genuine respect. People trust you more.
Absolutely. Okay, moving on to number 6. This feels vital for truly empathetic connection. Don't equate another's experience with your own.
Ooh, this is a big one, and so easy to fall into this trap.
Why do we do that?
Often it comes from a good place, wanting to show we understand or relate, but conversations are not primarily opportunities for self-bragging or one-upping someone.
Or just redirecting the spotlight onto your similar but different experience.
Oh yeah, that happened to me, but
Exactly that. The focus should remain squarely on the other person's story, their feelings, their unique perspective first. It's about genuine empathy and understanding, not competing for airtime or proving you've been through something similar or worse.
let them have their moment.
Let them have their moment. Rule number 7 is beautifully concise and impactful. Don't repeat yourself.
Seems simple enough.
It is, but powerful. If you have a point to make, articulate it clearly, make it once, and then be done with it. Move on.
Why is repeating bad?
Well, the simple power of concise communication is often vastly underestimated. Repeating yourself can imply a lack of trust in the listener's comprehension, like you think they didn't get it the first time.
Or it can signal insecurity, maybe? That too. Or simply make the speaker seem long-winded and kind of disrespectful of the listener's time and intelligence. Say what you mean what you say, and then allow the conversation to progress. Trust they heard you.
Okay. Number 8, which I think we are probably all guilty of at some point. Don't go into the weeds.
Ah, yes. Getting lost in unnecessary detail.
Exactly. When you're telling a story or explaining something, focus on the essence, the core message, the emotional arc, what actually matters.
People want to know you and your personality. They want to grasp the meaning and impact of your story.
Not every minute, unimportant detail or chronological side trip.
Right. Learn to edit yourself in real time. Distill the narrative down to its most impactful elements. Respect the listener's attention span.
Good advice. Rule number 9, listen.
The big one. The source calls this out as the most important skill to develop, perhaps even above all the others.
And I think I'd agree.
And it's not just hearing the words passively, right? It's listening with the intent to understand.
Active listening.
Yes, a deliberate, active process that involves your full mental engagement, not just waiting for your turn to reply, but truly trying to grasp the speaker's meaning, their emotions, their underlying message, what's not being said sometimes.
Requires putting your own thoughts and agenda on pause for a moment.
Absolutely.
And finally, number 10, which ties back nicely to conciseness and respect.
Be brief.
Keep it tight. Whether you're making a point, asking a question, or telling that edited story, aim for conciseness.
It shows respect for the other person's time and attention span, like we said. And paradoxically, it often makes your points clearer, more impactful, and definitely more memorable. Less is often more.
What a truly fantastic and practical set of guidelines.
Oh, yeah.
These aren't just about being good at talking. They're about building robust, meaningful connections that will genuinely serve you well on your own journey.
Absolutely. And to truly appreciate the profound value and transformative power of these positive conversational skills, it's actually insightful to contrast them with what our sources identify as antisocial patterns.
Okay, so the flip side.
Exactly. Drawing on observations by the clinical psychologist Jordan Peterson, these patterns highlight behaviors that are inherently destructive to communication and relationships.
Now, it feels important to note here, as you said earlier, that these are simply observed behaviors reported in the source material. We're presenting them for analytical contrast.
Precisely. Highlighting what actively detracts from healthy relationships and effective understanding. We are simply conveying the information presented in our sources, not endorsing or judging the behaviors or, the individuals who might exhibit them. It's about understanding patterns that hinder connection.
Right. Crucial distinction. We're not making a judgment. We're reporting what the source identifies as patterns that work against positive connection. They build walls instead of bridges.
Correct.
So for patterns predominantly observed in females, according to the source, there are three mentioned: reputation savaging, gossip mongering, and exclusion.
And you can immediately see how these directly undermine trust and create divisions within social groups. They're the opposite of the open, honest, empathetic conversation we just discussed.
Yeah. Reputation savaging, for example.
Hmm.
That sounds like subtle undermining. Spreading negative rumors may be cloaked in concern.
Exactly. It erodes someone's standing without direct confrontation. Gossip mongering is sharing private information or speculation, often for social currency, which fundamentally betrays trust.
And exclusion.
The deliberate act of cutting someone out of social circles, denying them connection and belonging, all these behaviors are deeply destructive to the fabric of friendship and community.
Okay. And for patterns predominantly observed in males, the source identifies a pattern of direct violence, specifically noting the phrase, "I'll kill you," as a form of communication.
Again, impartially reported from the source material provided.
Right. And it's presented as just a stark contrast to the kind of open, understanding communication that builds true, healthy connection.
The purpose here is simply to highlight behaviors that are detrimental. Detrimental to healthy relationships, detrimental to effective problem solving. It just makes the case for those positive conversational skills we discussed even stronger, even more urgent.
Because when direct threats or aggression become the default mode, genuine understanding becomes basically impossible.
Possible.
Right.
Okay, so this deep dive is all about growing strong. And while we've talked a lot about pushing through challenges, pursuing self-perfection, fostering vital connections, there's another absolutely essential piece of the puzzle.
One that's often overlooked, I think.
Definitely. The indispensable role of rest and also the quiet yet incredibly powerful superpowers of self-discipline. We simply can't be on all the time.
It's fascinating, isn't it? We often equate growth solely with relentless effort, constant exertion. We push and push, believing more work always equals more progress.
The hustle culture idea.
Exactly. But our sources, drawing on wisdom from Miguel de Cervantes, the author of Don Quixote, no less reveal this critical counterpoint.
What did he say? He wrote, "The bow cannot always stand bent, nor can human frailty subsist without some lawful recreation."
The bow cannot always stand bent. That's a powerful analogy.
Isn't it? It suggests that just like a bow will lose its tension, eventually break if it's kept constantly taut, human beings need deliberate periods of relaxation, recreation, downtime.
To function optimally.
Yes, and to recover and paradoxically, even to grow.
It's so true, and yet so often ignored in our modern, always-on culture. We talk about burnout constantly now.
But this fundamental wisdom has been around for centuries, yet it's still so hard for many of us to truly embrace it.
And it's not just about avoiding breaking, is it? It's about active growth during rest.
Exactly. Think about physical development. Your muscles don't actually grow while you're lifting the weights.
No, that's when they break down.
Right. They grow and repair when you're resting after the exercise.
Okay.
And the same fundamental principle applies mentally and creatively. Your brain consolidates learning during sleep, during periods of diffuse thinking, even during play.
So when you're not actively focused.
Right. It's during those moments of unfocused time that new neural connections are often made, problems get solved subconsciously, creativity flourishes. So both intense effort and adequate mindful recovery are not just complementary.
They're both crucial.
Absolutely crucial for the holistic process of growing strong. It's a dynamic interplay, not just one or the other.
And there's that simple quote in the sources, too. Your cat stretches, so should you.
Huh. I love that one. It reinforces that daily need for mindful movement, self-care, preparation, linking physical well-being directly to overall mental and emotional growth.
Like a gentle reminder to prepare your body and mind for the demands of the day, but also for those necessary periods of stillness and recovery.
Exactly.
And then we get to what I think of as these quiet superpowers. Fundamental skills that, once cultivated, are just incredibly empowering.
Yes, from the story of Siddhartha.
Right, he learns these three truly fundamental skills, and he states them with such profound simplicity. I can think, I can wait, I can fast.
They sound so basic, almost deceptively simple.
They really do. But they are incredibly powerful, universally applicable tools for navigating almost any challenge you'll ever face. They represent a kind of mastery of self that underpins all other forms of strength.
And what's truly compelling here is how foundational and timeless these skills are. Let's unpack them. I can think.
Okay, what does that really mean here?
It's about cultivating the ability to think clearly, irrationally, analytically, especially under pressure. It's the capacity to analyze problems, dissect complex situations, systematically find solutions.
So not just being smart, but disciplined thinking.
Yes, it's like having a powerful flashlight in a dark, scary room. Instead of being afraid of the shadows or reacting impulsively to perceived threats,
You turn on the light.
you illuminate what's truly there, understand it, and then act with informed intention. It's about dispelling fear through rational analysis and strategic planning. It's the discipline of thought.
Okay, then I can wait.
This speaks to the incredible power of patience and perseverance, cultivating the discipline not to give up when things inevitably take time.
When progress feels slow or stalled, like those plateaus.
Exactly. We live in a world obsessed with instant gratification, right?
Okay.
Everything's available at our fingertips. But the most worthwhile things, building a career, mastering a skill, nurturing a deep relationship,
They take time.
they often require a long game, enduring through periods of uncertainty. The garden analogy works well here.
Planting a seed.
Yeah. If you plant a seed and then dig it up the next day because you don't see a flower yet, you'll never witness what it could become. It's about trusting the process, even when it's slow, understanding that true growth unfolds over time.
Patience is a strength. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one, I can fast.
This is the profound ability to delay gratification, to exercise self-control over immediate desires for the sake of a greater, more significant long-term goal.
And it's not just about food, right?
Not at all, though that's the literal meaning. It can be about choosing to forego an immediate impulse purchase for long-term financial freedom.
Or choosing to endure discomfort during a workout for long-term health.
Exactly. Or choosing to step away from distracting social media for mental clarity and focus. It's like saving your allowance for something truly special and meaningful, that long-cherished dream.
Instead of spending it on fleeting, forgettable trinkets.
Right. This discipline builds incredible inner resolve, resilience against temptation, and a powerful sense of agency over one's impulses. You're in control, not your whims.
And these three fast-paced. They aren't just innate qualities that some people have and others don't, are they?
Definitely not. The source reinforces this crucial point with those classic sayings, use it or lose it.
And use it and keep it.
Right. Like physical muscles, these superpowers of thinking, waiting, and fasting must be continually practiced, continually exercised to be maintained and improved.
So it's like a daily training regimen for your mind and spirit.
Exactly. Building neural pathways for discipline and resilience. The more you deliberately apply them, the stronger they become.
Okay.
And in a deeper sense, these self-disciplines also connect to finding a kind of contentment with the absolute basics. There's that beautiful quote.
Which one?
Well, all I need is the air I breathe and a place to rest my head.
Ah, yes. That speaks to a foundational contentment, doesn't it? A minimalist approach almost, acknowledging our essential needs are actually quite few.
And that fundamental stability, that sense of sufficiency, it allows you to better practice those deeper disciplines, thinking, waiting, fasting,
So,
by freeing up mental and emotional energy from chasing superficial desires or the endless pursuit of external validation. It grounds you, enabling you to focus on what truly matters for your inner strength. Less noise, more signal.
wow. We've covered a remarkable amount of ground today. From embracing life's toughest challenges, finding growth in adversity,
The full catastrophe.
right, to the profound pursuit of self-perfection, breaking through limiting beliefs, mastering the art of great conversation, cultivating true friendships,
The 10 rules.
yeah, and finally recognizing the essential role of rest and the quiet power of self-discipline. Think, wait, fast.
It all ties together.
It really does. And the overarching takeaway from all of this feels incredibly empowering. Growing strong isn't some magical one-time event that just happens to a select few.
No, it's a continuous daily process woven right into the fabric of your everyday life.
What's truly transformative, I think, is how these grand philosophical ideas translate directly into small, actionable choices you can make every single day.
That's the key, isn't it? Bringing it down to the practical.
Every morning you wake up and you have opportunities. Opportunities to choose the slightly harder path that might lead to growth, even if it's just tackling a challenging task first thing.
Or opportunities to choose to listen deeply to a friend, to be
Correct.
truly present in that conversation, rather than just waiting for your turn to speak.
Or maybe the opportunity to practice the humility and courage of admitting, I don't know, when you're confronted with something unfamiliar instead of bluffing.
These are the seemingly small daily acts of kindness, courage, curiosity, self-discipline that continuously build your strength. They foster lasting friendships. They cultivate genuine wisdom
It's a cumulative process, brick by brick.
day by day.
And you might be wondering, okay, why does all of this matter on a grand scale? What's the ripple effect of cultivating these qualities?
It's a fair question.
Well, understanding and applying these concepts equips you to handle both the wonderful and the profoundly challenging aspects of life more effectively.
You learn not just to enjoy the good times more fully, but crucially, you learn to extract wisdom and grow exponentially from the hard times, from those full catastrophes that inevitably appear on your hero's journey.
You become more resilient, anti-fragile even.
That's a great way to put it, yes. And what's fascinating here is how embracing and embodying these ideas naturally transforms you into a more, well, magnetic presence. When you are brave enough to face challenges with integrity, kind enough to truly listen with empathy, honest enough to admit when you don't know something, disciplined enough to master your own impulses, people are naturally drawn to that.
Right.
You become the kind of person others want to be around, a source of calm strength, genuine connection, empowering wisdom. You become someone who not only inspires others, but genuinely helps them feel better about themselves, more confident in facing their own challenges.
You elevate the conversations and the people around you.
Exactly.
Just imagine for a moment a school or a community or maybe your workplace where every single person actively practiced these ideas.
What would that look like?
It wouldn't just be a better place. It would be a place characterized by mutual growth, genuine connection, authentic communication, truly effective problem solving. Probably free from a lot of the pitfalls of ego and pretense.
It's a powerful thought experiment. And it raises an important question for you, the listener. How would your daily interactions, your work, your relationships fundamentally change if you focused on practicing just one of these principles starting today?
The beautiful, empowering thing is you don't need to wait for everyone else to start, do you?
Not at all. You possess full personal agency. You can begin practicing these ideas right now, today, in your next conversation, in your next decision.
And you will undoubtedly observe their positive, transformative impact on your own life and probably on the lives of those around you too.
It's a journey you embark on yourself, but one that benefits everyone you touch.
Ultimately, this circles back perfectly to where we began, doesn't it? To that profound idea of the hero's journey.
Right back to Pressfield.
Heroes aren't defined by the absence of hardship. Their stories are compelling precisely because of the immense challenges they face.
True heroes are defined by how they face it.
Exactly. With courage, with kindness, with an unyielding commitment to self-perfection, and with the unwavering support of good friends, that fellowship.
And the message is, you have everything you need, all the inherent capacity right now to be the hero of your own unfolding story.
Every single day is like a new chapter.
And you get to decide what kind of character you want to be, what kind of strength you want to cultivate in that chapter.
It's up to you.
And as you move forward from this deep dive today, hopefully applying some of these insights to your own life, remember to, well, travel in grace, knowing that you are protected by love, both your own self-compassion, which is vital, and the genuine connections you cultivate with others.
That's a lovely thought to end on. So as you go about your day-to-day, maybe consider this final reflection. How could one small, brave act of admitting, I don't know, or perhaps asking a genuinely open-ended question, how could that unexpectedly open a path?
A path to significant new learning, maybe a deeper understanding, or an incredibly meaningful connection in your life.
What plateau, maybe one you've been stuck on for a while, might that simple act of humility and curiosity help you finally overcome? Something to mull over.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We truly hope you feel more informed, more equipped, and maybe profoundly ready to embrace your own extraordinary journey of growth and connection.
Until next time, keep diving deep.